The first runner-up, Miss B.
And ladies and gentlemen, the Calypso monarch for 1989, Red Plastic Bag!
People have been saying to me that Calypso generally is dying. Calypso is not dying, the Calypsonian is dying. For the last couple of years, it had become extremely difficult to get sponsorship.
Party stuff is the one with the dollars as opposed to social commentary. Social commentary is short-lived.
What society is crying out about, what society is concerned about. A social commentator is supposed to be somebody who is the voice of the people. So you have to be able to sing songs that are connecting with them at some level. So social commentary deals with the issues of today.
I can tell you something, Calypsonians are philosophers. They see things that the average person don't see. Even Romeo is a good example. I did a big song called Disabled People is People Too. And at that time when I wrote that song, I wasn't physically challenged. I was singing about myself and didn't even know.
Once upon a time, back in the days, we'd find a school hall. Sometimes the changing facilities were not the utmost best, but we used it and people came out. People were coming out. People enjoyed one because they didn't have so many options as far as fetes and different events to go to. So people came to the tents.
Calypso is lyric and melody, and you have to render properly. Lord knows I was trying.
The voice of the people, a philosopher, an entertainer, a spokesman. The Calypsonian has so many titles. Social commentary in Calypso music has been a cultural practice in Barbados and across the Caribbean for the last 80 years. The Calypsonian, the people's sense of vocal justice, singing the hopes and dreams of the masses, their biting lyrics being expressed in Caribbean dialects accompanied by African rhythms. However, there is a sense that this genre has declined. Why has this cultural practice dwindled?
A lot of times nowadays, maximum probably doing eight nights for a season. We used to do 20-somebody nights for a season, right? Because people came out and you'd find that every night, although you may get 70% of the people, brand new people coming into the tent, you found that at least 30% of them, or even 40% of them were repeat. They would come every night to enjoy not only the music, they enjoy the comedy, they enjoy a package, because the tent consisted of the heavy hitting social commentary, the deep, conscious one. You had the guys who were comedic, then you had guys like the Devil who were just like all and out raw as far as they were concerned, and people came for an entertaining package.
There's a message that needs to be out there, and we do it because we love it. I can't think of a Calypsonian right now that could tell you they're doing it because they're making a lot of money from it. Because I'm more likely they'd be lying, right? If you talk about a soca artist, we're doing this because we can make money, and we're doing this show, and we're going on to Trinidad, and we're going to Grenada, and we're doing Spice Mass, and yeah, I could understand that. But a Calypsonian is doing this because we love it.
Grainer the dancer, Gabby the melody man, Red Plastic Bag the lyricist, Romeo the social activist, just to name a few. These stalwarts have produced lasting music for our listening ears. How have these composers of Calypso music laid this foundation?
One night now I prepared for a show. I think Gabby didn't start singing Calypsos yet either. He was a guy who could sing, but he didn't have the guts to go out there and perform. So we used to sing on the light and day. And Gabby come and tell me, man, Charlie, I got one for you, man. You can't beat this one. Well, a Barbadian heard about a South African whose heart a doctor transplant. So he decided to take a chance with the operation, work it out, funny girl, Renard, boy. He carried she down by the cemetery with this long white knife in his hand. Turn she wrong, lay she down, and he start he operation. He start for cut she here, and he cut she there, and he cut this woman most everywhere. She start for scream, he was so mean, God, he cut off all of she hair, clean, clean. Don't mind she ball, he didn't care at all. He cut she big and he cut she small, and although he did everything wrong, he said, like you, I want the next operation. I said, Gabby, no, Gabby, you ain't right there. He said, man, I got a second verse, but I didn't done. I remember the second verse. He said, well, I'm malicious already, so I followed he down by the cemetery. I climb over the gate and decide to wait, see me watching them curiously. The Bajan take out the knife, I swear you take she life, cause this thing about 12 inches long. When he start for joke, she ain't even look. But lay down in the same position and see the brother cutting here, and he cutting there, and he cut the woman. I say, Gabby, no, I don't want you anymore.
Let's leave America and Barbados start to peruse. I get the most points at his course and somebody leaked the news. I don't know why they did it to me. Like they don't want Gabby to make money. Me who did so much for Calypso, they turn wrong and beat poor Gabby so. But tell them no more. NCF said that isn't right. Bet them judges way out of sight. New ones here tonight.
He said, man, but I think then I saw Gabby, you see that song? That is the only song could beat me now. Cause you're real sharp, ready for my competition. He said, but Charlie, man, but I got a mental block. I can't get past, and that happens. I can't get past this. Here, Mr. Romeo now. Well, after watching he operate on she, I decide I go operate too. So I left them down by the cemetery and went home for me own doo-doo. She was afraid at first, started to reverse, cause she thought I was going mad. It's then that I wake up from sleeping to find it was only a dream I had. A dream I was cut she. He said, Charlie, that is it.
Time to teach that man a lesson. You should hear it. Ooh, Gabby think he is. He playing big, he playing so great. Every year he bringing the music late. Ooh, Gabby think he is. He refused to record Voltaire unless Eddie Grant is the engineer. Then up, tell him I say, we put him there to rain, and we got the power to pull him back down again. You say, hear him? Tell him I say, we don't care about quality as long as we get proper music from here.
Calypso music has been very entertaining. How does Gabby question his own actions in song? Do Calypsonians still include puns, double entendre, extempo in their calypsos? Are these methods being lost as Calypsonians try to address the issues of the day?
Who does Gabby think he is? Down there on the damn East Coast, there Gabby he got the most. But tonight I know for sure, he till we get roast, they must understand. To take the top prize, your song must have some hard drive. Are we rising?
The people who are getting involved in the art form, they're not really Calypsonians at heart. A lot of them are really Calypso singers. They don't love Calypso, they have never done research on Calypso. In most cases, they don't even know where Calypso actually came from. So they don't treat it with any level of respect and regard. They just don't understand the art form.
Caught up with the rest of the world, we doing all that is wrong. Barbados at the crossroads don't come.
I believe it has declined because the comical content once associated with social commentary years ago is missing. Because everybody's trying to win a calypso, win a crown rather, you find that you're getting a plethora of serious songs. And the truth is that the content of social commentary is usually about social issues and so on that your audience is already familiar with. They're merely hearing it back in the song. So the question is like, what's new? And I believe that most persons come to a show 9 to 10 times to really relax and enjoy themselves.
And when I check the police force, I see all black. And when I check the defense force, I see all black. And when I check the House Assembly, where your tax and the night contract, I wonder why we still feel pain in we back. All I see is black.
Honestly, I think that female Calypsonians have to work a lot harder. They are expected by some to sing certain topics. I find that some male Calypsonians can get away with singing basically anything. But for a woman to sing certain things, especially if it's political, I find they get a lot of lashes for it. I think that women are judged harder. I do believe that. But with that said, I think that some women too could up the game in terms of the material that they bring.
Hospitality, pride and industry. That's what Barbados means to me. Friendly faces, ethnic diversity. That's what Barbados means to me. Awesome weather, beautiful scenery. Pristine waters from Oistins to St. Lucie. Strongest island here in the Caribbean. That's what Barbados means to me. 50 years, standing strong. 50 years.
As far as I'm concerned, we've always had an issue with Calypsonians knowing that crop over is going to start May, you know, and turn up with music at the end of April, expecting to be able to be ready to open. Hence, in fact, most of the time, tent managers would set an opening night, and for several years, you would find that patrons would then start saying, I ain't going to opening night, because so many of them were not prepared. No writing, no songs ain't finished arranged yet, you know, and the band obviously with the load of work they would have to do can't fit in last minute people, so you got to rehearse a week or two after the tent already started to accommodate those people who came late.
General consensus is it has taken a direction where it's not in the popular sense, the popular mentality, popular circles as much as it used to be maybe 30, 40 years ago, when it was the competition, it was the thing to be a part of. A lot of that is due to the advent of soca. Soca came really to prominence in the 80s, and since then has been eroding the popular audiences of the Calypso traditional art form.
Out of Calypso, we formed the new loved music, soca. This soul Calypso music, pleasing, exciting, has certainly taken away from Calypso, the entertainment it was once known for. However, soca is rarely considered as social commentary. Soca has assumed the #1 position with audiences. How will Calypso respond?
The reason for that, I believe, is because society is calling for more humor. Like, we got too many things to worry about, like too many things, like bills, the economy, all these things, and nobody really wants to hear that 24/7. So they like the party songs, they like the fast, you know, something that will basically uplift you, something that will make you feel happy, something you could party to and dance to, instead of sitting down hearing, oh my gosh, doom and gloom, because that's how some people look at it.
We're listening now to a genre of music that is more relaxing and so on. The radio stations as well play more party music than they would play social commentary. I think all of these things have really affected and really ensured the decline of social commentary.
It tells me hold on to me dreams, still climb my reach for the sky. A voice in my head, it talks to me. It talks to me. A voice in my head, it talks to me. Out with the problems, it tells me the road is long. It tells me we must be strong. Roll with the pain and strife. Today is the start of the rest of your life.
The old stalwarts fight for the inclusion of social commentary in Barbados. How can it survive in its current format? Can Calypso music adapt to the changing times? It is only through pick of the crop that social commentary appears to come alive. What must happen for social commentary to thrive?
Why can't I tie the lands I know and watch my children's children grow? Why must I go on to live in this violence?
Put it in the newspapers, you put it on television, you put it on social media, you put it at the airport, you put it at the seaport. Come and see our Calypso competition. First prize, 250,000 Barbados dollars, 125,000 US dollars. They have people that will come from Bajans that come in now, would come, but even in greater numbers. St. Lucians, Grenadians, Vincentians, they're coming to see who is going to win this thing. And they not necessarily only have to come from the islands, they could be coming from England, Canada, France, Germany, United States. That's when you bring respect to the art form.
If prize money meant that you would write a better Calypso, I would give you the support. But I think there's need for balance. And if the quality of your Calypso isn't improving, well then I find it difficult to be putting more money out there for you to win. You see, the thing is, in asking the NCF to put more prize money out there, you are asking us to step up the game, to lift the game. Well then it has to be across the board. The Calypsonian has to lift the game as well. It's as simple as that.
But if you love something, do it. And that was my advice to everyone in 1688. I try as little as possible to impose my personal views on music, on Calypso or anything. So if you want to do Calypso, do it. Just do it. Don't worry about if somebody says, man, you ain't making the money from that. Man, the boy listen to that more. Man, sing more Trinidadian. Just be you honestly, and be you in an authentic voice. Because when you start to try to be somebody else, then it's few people are going to buy your particular act. But if you are honest and forthright in what you want to do, just do it. If you want to arrange Calypsos like Kitchener, arrange them, keep arranging them. And the more you do it, the more content you produce, then somebody will hear it, and the more you would convince people of what you're trying to do, and more people will be convinced of what you are trying to do.
We can't go on each day, no. We got to find a better way. People, it's up to each of you to help our children through this cruel and torrid life, 'cause it's we who created the strife. Say, how many more times must carry this load? How many more times before we trod down Zion Road?
Respect the art form. The Calypsonian and those involved in its production must lift the game. Those who love Calypso should continue to produce more Calypsos. Be innovators and not imitators. Can these solutions remedy social commentary's decline? Who knows how long Calypso music will be the voice of our people.
I said I rose up early this morning to the sounds of crying, another mother shedding her tears. Oh dear, how many more? 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 Thank you.